Okay, so basically what you're going to need to make this DIY is 3 of these little wooden signs from the Dollar Tree. And you are going to want, if you haven't already purchased these, you do want to go ahead and go out and get them, because I know with my Dollar Trees, these are going very fast. When I picked these up, they were the last 3 that they had. So basically you need 3 of these, and then you're going to need a coaster. It doesn't matter what the design is on the front of it. I am going to paint this. I'm hoping that it works. This is absorbent coaster, so I'm not really sure. We'll just have to wait and see. But and then you just need some paint, and basically that's all there is for this DIY. So first I went ahead and I cut the twine off. They had a little twine string on here, and I went ahead and cut that off. And now I'm just going to take my screwdriver set, and I am going to remove the hardware on here. This isn't something that you have to do. It's just something that I want to do. And I'm going to keep these, because this little screw and hanging piece, because I can always use that on something else later on, but they come out really easy. And just so you know, like this little screwdriver set, I use it all the time. I got mine at Walmart for like $5. It's a Stanley, but they do sell a little set at Dollar Tree that's good also. So I'm going to do that for each one of these, and then I'm going to start painting my sign. I am going to paint these white, and I am going to paint this all over front and back. So to go along with my project, I did pick up 3 glass plain mason jars at the Dollar Tree, and I'm just giving this a rough coat of paint, and you can certainly use any jar that you have on hand. So now that I've got everything painted the color that I want to, I'm going to position these together and glue these down. I did just do one quick coat of paint on the back, because you're not really going to see these very well. I just didn't want it to be the really, splotchy side, just in case some does show through. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to line these up, and I'm going to position these how I want the front and back to go. This is going to be my back side, and I'm just going to set it on here like this. And then this one is going to be my front. And when I picked these, I just looked at the ones that I felt like looked the best and chose them that way. And I'm going to set it like this. And then I'm going to take my coaster, and I'm going to put it on each end, and I'm going to have to push these out just a little bit, because they aren't going to sit flush, but it's not going to be that big of a difference. And so right now I just want to get my positioning right. You can see how I've got that in there. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. And I am going to use my E6000 glue, and this is going to cure overnight. Now that I've got these positioned where I think they need to go, I'm going to glue these one piece at a time. And I'm just going to run my E6000 glue along the bottom pieces where they're going to touch on here. And I know that I'm going to have to pull it out just a little bit, so that I can make room for the coasters. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. And I did decide that what I'm going to do is put this flush up against it, because this is going to be the front, and I will just put the back out a little bit further to accommodate the side pieces, because that's going to be the back. You're not going to really be able to see that, and it doesn't have to stick out very much, so I don't think it's going to be that noticeable, but you will be seeing the front, and that is the main piece that's going to be seen. So I'm going to let this dry, then I'm going to turn it around, and I'm going to do the other side. Now that I have got this part glued down, I'm going to have to glue these end pieces on first before I can do the last sign. because when I put this sign on, this sign is actually going to secure this. And if I put this on first, I may not be able to get this in between the two pieces after they're glued. All right, so what I did was I put this up here to determine which side I wanted to meet with the side of, or the back end of these signs, because these little square coasters are not exactly straight up and down. So if I turn it a certain way, it may not actually meet the wood in all the areas from top to bottom. So I picked the side that I felt like was close enough, and I am going to go ahead and glue these side pieces down. So I now have this where I want it to go, and I just want to show you a close-up of what this looks like. And so basically you want everything to line up flush here. Now your E is going to be a little bit shorter, so it will not quite meet on that side, but you do want it to be flush and touch with the top of the E, and of course with the bottom of the E, and also down here. This side was a little bit easier to do because you were putting it on a flat surface, which is the L. And you can see how I line that up even as well. So I'm going to let that completely dry, and then I'm going to add the final piece to this. And it's going to go here to finish out my box. And then I will start putting my little vases in and decorating it. So I'm going to start putting my little vases together, and I got this foam from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just taking one of those blocks and I'm going to cut it up. I'm going to split it first down the middle and put one of the bigger blocks inside, and then I'm going to split the remaining block again down the middle and just tuck those into the sides so that it's nice and packed in there and it's not going to be moving around or anything. And I did take the flowers and clip them off of the stem. For two of the vases, one of the vases that I'm going to put in the middle, I did leave it on the bottom, all in the same bunch. I just clipped it off a little bit to make it shorter so that it would stand up a little higher than the other two. And I think this turned out super cute. I have to say, I think this is probably my favorite DIY that I have done for Valentine's Day, or, you know, probably since I've been doing this channel. I absolutely love this.